Hello and welcome back to Foos Entertainment for my last review of the night, which is of 2014's Non-Stop with Liam Neeson. Heard this Liam Neeson double feature, which I might add was released by Shout Factory, which is kind of cool. I do like Shout Factory, Shout Studios. One of my favorite still companies I buy a lot of feature films from. Obviously, you guys know that if you've watched my channel for the last, decade. So that's how long I've been doing this, maybe a little bit longer. We talked about the plot of the film, Turtle's opinion of the film, my opinion of the film, and give the film a ranking. And give you a little bit of trivia that also kind of relates to Taken 3. Which is another little kind of red flag. Now, it's not a red flag in this movie. It's a red flag for Taken 3, but we'll get to that. All right. During a transatlantic flight, U.S. Air Marshal Bill Marks, played by Liam Neeson, receives a series of cryptic text messages threatening to kill a passenger every 20 minutes unless $150 million is transferred to an offshore account. With hundreds of lives in the balance, Marks must undercover the killer traveling on the aircraft. All right. Will's opinion of the film. Believe it or not, there was like a mixed thing with Non-Stop, which makes no sense to me at all. Why there's people that hate it and there's people that like it and people that are just in the middle, neutral about it. I guess it depends upon what you're looking for. So some people that did reviews on this movie, one of them, which I really don't watch anymore, so I actually really don't go to his channel much anymore. There will be a time in the future maybe I get bored and go to this channel. This guy runs and everything. I'm not going to mention his name, but this guy didn't really get it. He says that it's predictable. You could figure out who the killer was in the first 5 minutes of the movie. That's true, but also not true. And we'll get to that when I get to my opinion. Others think that this movie was an intense ride. Others think this film was just a cash grab with Liam Neeson. But let's go into my opinion of the film. This right here, Non-Stop, I would say, out of the 5 films I've watched over the course of the past, 3 days, I would say that this was my favorite one. And I'll tell you why. It's not often where you have a action movie like Non-Stop that really isn't trying to be an action movie, but is trying to be something unique and something original. You see, usually when it comes onto, say, a whodunit thriller, a whodunit thriller is always a chamber piece movie where everybody is in one place, but you have one murder, and you have this detective, real renowned detective, like a Sherlock Holmes type, and he's putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. And there's always twists and turns here, and here, and here, and here. And then he eventually puts it all together, and whatever you thought when he was finding all the clues over here and all the clues over here, you in your mind are thinking about who you think the killer is based off of what he's finding out. Then you find out is somebody completely you didn't know. Well, that's basically what Non-Stop is. But you have multiple people dying. Now, interesting enough, I won't say why ranting reviewer is right, I won't, because that will spoil the movie if you haven't seen it. But I will definitely tell you that when you're watching this movie, with all the information that Liam Neeson's character is getting on the plane, you start to question if anybody could be the killer, because literally this person over here, this looks more like he is the killer. This guy over here is starting to look like he's a killer. Then you got Julianne Moore's character. Oh, it's looking like she's a killer, because everything he finds points to that individual being the killer. And then eventually we figure out who the killer is, and then on top of that, oh, there's two killers. I didn't see that coming. And so that's what I like about this movie. And I also like how smart this movie is. And it's smart in the fact that it can really play with you a bit and keep you guessing every step of the way as to what's really going on in the film. And that's something that's not usually done, unless you're doing a whodunit murder mystery movie. And a whodunit murder mystery movie is very different from this movie, but they take that murder mystery formula that you have in a film like Knives Out, or Murder on the Orient Express, or Death on the Nile, or A Haunting in Venice, something like that, but you put it on a plane in flight. That's unique. That's very unique, and that's why I think I enjoyed Non-Stop more than the vast majority of all the films that I have reviewed tonight, except for Taken. I will still put the first Taken above this movie, but that's about the only one. Now I'm going to go on to a little bit of trivia about where I want to go to with this. Universal Studios and Studio Canal made this movie. Now, that's not a red flag of this movie. However, though, 20th Century Fox and Studio Canal made Taken 3. And when you think of Studio Canal, you think of Studio Canal is that that like digital company that worked with what was originally known as Artisan Entertainment, and before that Live Entertainment, and before that Avid Entertainment, and then that eventually came Lionsgate Films, and then eventually came Lionsgate, and then Studio Canal. It's just like its own little thing that, you know, is used to help do restorations of older movies and releasing them for companies like Arrow Video and Shout Factory and Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome and all these other people. That's what you think about when you think of Studio Canal. And so I think that's why Taken 3 that seems so generic and commercial. But that's not the case with Non-Stop. That's why I threw that in there. Now, the world has spoken. I have spoken. So now it comes to the big ranking. 4 solid stars, easily. I was on the edge of my seat watching this movie. I have fun with this movie. So, 4 stars. This is a perfect movie. And that will be wrapping it up for the reviews for tonight. I hope you enjoyed. If you have not seen Non-Stop or any of these films, I suggest you check them out. And Fu says, check this movie out, Non-Stop from 2014. And I will see you guys next time for whatever movie or movies that I review. Until then.